What do the ancestors want? Do people even ask themselves what the ancestors want? Like, what the ancestors really, really want? What the purpose of all of this other stuff that comes into being called by the ancestors, working for your ancestors, all of these things, why are they? Like, what do the ancestors want? Don't you want to know? Oh, and welcome to Sangoma Society. My name is Uhani Wagamakwakwa Epaseni. I am Umakosi Nomabuto Msamo. And this is Sangoma Society, where we aim to demystify the ancestral. And today, I'm answering a question that I think very few people stop to ask themselves. What do the ancestors want? I love this question because coming into the realization of what this answer is over the years since I have become a healer has just been one of the most affirming and encouraging and beautiful things that has ever happened to me. Easily. So, if we think what the ancestors want, we have to go back to how we come into our bloodlines. We, as individual souls, incarnate into our ancestral bloodlines that we manifest into in this realm as babies born into those families. And as such, in this realm, in this lifetime, the members of that bloodline, the predecessors of that bloodline, are your ancestors. Now, can you imagine that your soul was wandering around the here before, seeking out the most opportune bloodline in which to incarnate into, and then your soul, the highest manifestation of you, your higher self, met the ancestors of the bloodline that you have incarnated into and made agreements to come through their bloodline and manifest here in this realm. You literally wanted to be here. I know we all say, oh, I didn't choose this, but you totally did. So, okay, let's get past that part. So now you have ancestors and you're here. Like, what do those guys even want? This is why it's important to remember that part, that you made agreements with them. So your ancestors have a mission, let's call it that. And you, your soul, has a mission, right? The reason that it made sense for you to incarnate into their bloodline is because on some level, in one very important part of your mission and their mission, there is synchronicity. You guys both want the same thing. Can you believe it? Just one problem. The part of you that knows what that is your higher self. Not just the conscious self that's here roaming, or the shadow self, or the ego self that most of us are manifesting day in and day out without any sense of consciousness, but your highest self. That's the part of you that is more in sync with the desires of your ancestors. Now, imagine if your soul's highest manifestation, your higher self, is aligned in their desires with your ancestors' desires, then it means that what your ancestors want is ultimately what your highest self wants. But how do you get to the place where you figure all that out? Well, then you have to get in touch with your higher self. You have to do the work to access your higher self, to become your higher self, because this is what this lifetime is here for. And your ancestors are with you in that journey to manifesting the highest manifestation of who your soul's intention is intended to be in this realm, in this lifetime. They're basically your backup, your accountability partner, your coach, your protection, and your guides towards that part of yourself. Now, it might seem that when you come into a relationship with the ancestors, they seem to have a lot of demands on you. That is simply because your demand was the first to be fulfilled, manifesting in this realm through their bloodline. That is something that they gave in return for you to meet this mutual desire that your souls have for this incarnation. Now, we incarnate so that we can cycle through our karma, or change our karma, learn, become our highest selves. So sometimes we have tried to learn lessons in certain ways and we just haven't done it. Do you know, the lesson flew over our heads, things got too nice, or things got too easy, or things got too difficult. So now the lessons manifest in the manner as discussed by yourself, higher self, and your ancestors. And then your ancestors guide you through those lessons. So what your ancestors want ultimately is to have a better relationship with you, a one-on-one relationship with you. And the best way to begin that relationship is to start to seek out a better relationship with yourself, with your higher self, because when you begin to access that part of you, it is then easier to begin to access an understanding of the language that your ancestors are using, the reasons that they are approaching you with the requests that they bring of you. But do understand that a relationship with your higher self is not going to fulfill all of what your ancestors want, because your ancestors are separate from you. So you're still going to have to build a relationship with your ancestors, just as you do with any other being that you encounter, be it a friend, a loved one. We develop relationships with people. Those relationships include healthy boundaries. Those relationships include accountability. Those relationships include honesty. Now, those are the same foundations that you're going to need to develop a relationship with your ancestors. And once you get into the swing of that, it's like any relationship, it's going to take some work. But over time, trust grows. And then you start to see that the ancestors, they might know you better than you know yourself. Not because they're deities or otherworldly beings, no. The souls of your ancestors made agreements with the highest manifestation of your soul. And it is from that place that your ancestors call you, and it is from that place that your ancestors wish to guide you. There are many complexities with regards to how the ancestors come through in this realm. Those are for another conversation. But today, I hope at least that I could have explained. I hope that I brought some clarity around what it is that the ancestors want. The ancestors want you to be who you set out to be. The highest manifestation of all you can be in this realm. under their guidance. There might be some things that need to be fixed along the way. Fix them. Your karma and their karma is intertwined. The patterns that they wish to undo are the same patterns that you wish to undo on a soul level. So whatever you're called to do in your bloodline is actually accelerating your karmic cycles in your soul patterns so that you can fully be who you are, not just a response to manifesting on this plane yet again. I hope that's brought you some clarity today, and if it did, do subscribe. There's so many conversations that we still need to have. If there's something you didn't understand about today, please pop your question down in the comment section. However, if your question is going beyond 2 sentences, what you need is a consultation. And you can book one via sangomasociety.com. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're already a subscriber, make sure that your notifications are turned on. I am Honey Magwagwa. I am Umakosi no Mabuto Emsamo, and this is Sangoma Society, where we aim to demystify the ancestral. Find us on all social media platforms at Sangoma Society and at sangomasociety.com on Instagram. Makos.